Hello everyone. Welcome back to Ligem classes. And once again we are going to solve some MCQs on modern history. So for RRB this time we are going to solve some MCQs on the English power. Earlier we had seen about the Dutch, we had seen about the French, we are going to see about the English. So let's get started. So before we begin the MCQs, once again let me just repeat how are we going to reach the MCQ section. So in case if you don't want to watch this video or just directly want to solve these MCQs, you can do it just by knowing where the MCQs are. And this is how you do it. You first of all go to ligem.com, okay, www.ligem.com. Pretty obvious. After that you go to the RRB General Awareness for NTPC and Group D. You click here. And obviously we have to go to the English medium. So you click on the English medium. Okay, so this is the RRB GK syllabus and we have polity, history, geography, science and economy. So we are going with history because this is a history class, and since we are working with the modern history, we are just going to click on modern history. Okay, so as you can see we have some chapters. There are approx 32 chapters on modern history. Now we are going with the third chapter, that is Advent of New European Powers. So here you are going to get the rise of the British Empire or the rise of the English Empire in India. So let's explore. So this is how you get it. Okay, so as you can see we do have some MCQs on the English. So English were one of the few colonial powers that came from Europe. One of them was the Dutch, we have the Danish, we have the Portuguese, we have the French and we have the English. There were actually 5 or 6 powers that came to India. Now we have obviously solved some MCQs on the Dutch, we have solved some MCQs on the French. Now we are going to solve the MCQs on the English. So let's get started. So this is how you solve the MCQs. Okay, so we have the first question. The Farman of 1717 was signed by this Mughal emperor. So the Farman of 1717 was landmark in Indian history. Because of this dumb Farman, English was able to get a lot of power in India. And this dumb Farman was signed by the Mughal emperor Farrukhsiyar. And even this Farman was really dumb and stupid. The reason why Mughal emperor signed this Farman was because Mughal emperor was sick, and he actually tried many Indian medicines, but it was only because of only because of an English doctor he was cured. And because of their helpful nature, because of their help, he actually gave them the rights to extract resources from Bengal, Bihar and parts of Odisha. And they never had to pay any taxes and all those things. So this was a dumb move. So the correct answer is Farrukhsiyar. It was Emperor Farrukhsiyar who wanted to, who actually gave the Farman of 1717. This gave the Britishers to get the resources from the rich provinces of Bengal, Bihar and parts of Orissa. So the correct answer is Farrukhsiyar. And one of the reasons why Farrukhsiyar gave this Farman was he was actually planning to marry a Rajput princess. And she was the daughter of Ajit Singh. Ajit Singh was actually a noble in the court of Farrukhsiyar. And the hurry was one of the reasons. This hurry was one of the reasons why Farrukhsiyar gave this Farman. Okay, so let's explore the second question. What was the initial name of the East Indian Company? Now, East Indian Company was established in 1599. So when it was established, it was given the title Merchant Adventurers. So the correct answer is option B, Merchant Adventurers. Okay, so now we have the third question. The British monarch that gave the permissions to East India Company to trade with India. Now, this permission was given by Queen Elizabeth. Now remember this. The East Indian Company was just a small company. Okay, it was not really big. It had some court of directors at that point. It was established in 1599. It was just a club. Okay, nothing really special about it. And by 1600, it was given the permission to trade with those countries that is east of Cape Hope. Okay, that is east of Cape Hope. So the correct answer is Queen Elizabeth. She was the one who gave the permission to East Indian Company that they can trade with those countries which is located east of Cape Hope. Now Cape Hope is some part located in somewhere near Africa. I'm not really sure. I'm sorry about that. So the correct answer is Option C, Queen Elizabeth. Okay, option C, Queen Elizabeth. Where was the first English factory established in Bengal? Now remember this is a very important question. The first English factory that was established in Bengal was near Hooghly. Okay, so the correct answer is option A, Hooghly. The ship that brought William Hawkins to India. Now, this is not exactly an important question, but just a fun question. Now, William Hawkins was the first English to set his foot on Indian soil. Now, this is a recorded history that William Hawkins came to India and he was the first Englishman. And he came on a ship called as Hector. Okay, the correct answer is Hector. So, option C, Hector. When was the Farman given to the English to establish base in Surat? Now, this Farman was given by Emperor Jahangir. Okay, so this was the Farman that was given by Emperor Jahangir, which allowed the English to establish a factory in Surat. So, the correct answer is 1609. It was in 1609 when the English were allowed to establish a factory in Surat. However, they actually came for one specific reason. They wanted to establish factories in all parts of India. But unfortunately, the Portuguese were already present in the Mughal court. And the Portuguese said to the Mughal emperor, these Englishmen can't be trusted, so don't give all the ports, all the factories in India to them. And that is why they were only given the permission to set a base or the factory in Surat. So it was in 1609 when Emperor Jahangir allowed them to establish a base in Surat. Where was the first presence of East India Company truly established? Now, it was again somewhere, it was in Surat, the first presence of East India Company truly established. Now, this is actually a tricky question. Now, we do have Surat as well as Madras. Okay, the first presence of East Indian Company truly established, there are two choices here, which is actually Surat and Madras. Now, the first actual presence was in Surat. They later shifted to Madras, and from Madras they went to Bengal. So the correct answer should be Surat. I may be wrong. Okay, I may be wrong. So the correct answer is, I think, is Surat. But we will check when if our answers are correct or not. Okay, don't worry. So next question. Which king set Thomas Roe as the ambassador to the court of Jahangir? Now, it is King William, it can be King Thomas, King Philip, or King James. Now, it was King James who gave the permission to Thomas Roe that you become an ambassador and go to the court of Jahangir to get more permissions for trade. So, the correct answer is option D, King James. The Golden Farman by this ruler helped English to trade from the ports of Golconda. Now, during that time, the Golconda region, that's part of Deccan, it was ruled by the Bijapur Sultans. Okay, so it was after the decay of the Vijayanagar Empire, after the collapse of Vijayanagar Empire, and during this time it was the Bijapur Sultans. So the correct answer is option A, Bijapur Sultan. When did the English defeated the Portuguese? Now, if you may remember, the Portuguese was one of the earliest colonial powers to come in India, and they had established a firm base in India. Okay, and they actually reached the Mughal court, and they were part of the Mughal court. And during this time, the English came and they understood that unless Portuguese are not driven out of India, there is no chance they can make business with the Indian rulers. And that is why they had a huge fight, a huge battle, that is Battle of Swali Hole. And this happened in 1611. So the correct answer is 1611. Which Englishman went to Mughal court to obtain permission for the trade between Britain and India? Now, the correct answer can be many things. Okay, James Earl, William Hawkins. Now, the correct answer is William Hawkins. He was the Englishman who went to the Mughal court to obtain permission for the trade between Britain and India. So, the correct answer is option B, William Hawkins. When was the East Indian Company given the royal charter by the British monarchy to establish the trade with India? Now, we do have some answers here: 1500, 1600, 1678, and 1786. Now, 1500 cannot be right. Okay, this is because 1599 was the date when East India Company was established. So, 1500 is wrong. Now, 1600 is the correct answer. That is option B, because in 1600, Queen Elizabeth I gave the permission that the East Indian Company can trade the east into these countries, that is the east of Cape Hope. So the correct answer is 1600. Then we have the 13th question, the fort built by the British around Madras. Now, Britishers built quite a lot of forts, and one of the earliest fort that built by Britishers was in Madras, and this was known as Fort St. George. They also built another fort in Devapatnam. We will learn about that later, called as Fort St. David. We will learn about that later. Okay, so the correct answer is Fort St. George. It is one of the earliest fort built by the Britishers. So the correct answer is Fort St. George. When did the East Indian Company declare a war against the Mughals for the first time? Now, this is a very important question. So, during the time of Aurangzeb, the Britishers or the East India Company actually thought that they can defeat the Mughals. Okay, they were a small power in India. Despite the fact that they were a small power in India, they actually thought that they could defeat the English. But unfortunately, the current ruler of the Mughals as well as India was Aurangzeb. He swiftly defeated the Britishers, overthrew them, and destroyed all their bases. So the correct answer is it was in 1688 that the Britishers were defeated. Not only they declared the war against the Mughals, but also were defeated by the Mughals. It was 1688. When did the English allow to set up factories all over India? So when did the English allow to set up factories all over India? This is because of a farman that was given in 1615. Okay, so in 1615, Jahangir gave a permission that you can set up bases all over India. And so the correct answer is it was in 1615. When was the East India Company formed? Now remember this, East Indian Company was formed as Merchant Adventurers. That was the real name, Merchant Adventurers. It was actually formed in 1599, and in 1600, within 1 year, they were given the permission to trade, that is from the east of Cape Hope. Okay, so the correct answer is 1599. Calcutta, whose zamindari rights the British got, was placed under the protection of this fort. Now, it was during the time of, I think it was during the time of, we have the later Mughal rulers, the Britishers expanded a lot. And during this time, during the later Mughals, when the Mughals were really weak, inefficient, and corrupt, the Britishers built a fort around parts of Bengal, especially in Hooghly region. And Hooghly and Calcutta was made under the protection of this particular fort, and this particular fort was Fort James. Okay, so this is a very important fort, that is Fort James. Where was the first English factory in South India established? Now, the first English factory in India was established in Surat. Now, that's the correct answer, Surat. But, where was the first English factory in South India established? It is Masulipatam. Okay, so the correct answer is Masulipatam. The Mughal emperor who gave permission to the English to establish factories in Surat, it was Jahangir. Jahangir was the one who gave permission to the English emissary to establish factories in parts of Surat. Even though the English emissary came with the idea that he would be able to establish factories all over India, but he didn't get the permission because of the Portuguese. Portuguese never asked the Mughal emperor that do not give permission to Englishmen. They are not good people. So that is why they never got the permission. It's just not a genuine reason. There are many other more reasons. It's mostly like the Portuguese. It was the reason because of the Portuguese. Okay, you just have to know that it was because of the Portuguese. The English were not allowed to establish factories all over India. But after the Battle of Swali, Swali Hole, the Britishers defeated the Portuguese, and after that in 1615 they got the permission from Jahangir that they can establish any kinds of factories all around India. So the correct answer is the Mughal emperor who gave permission to the English to establish factories in Surat is Jahangir. The Nawab who objected to the Farman of 1717. So one of the conditions of the Farman of 1717 was the Britishers were allowed to extract the resources from Bengal and Bihar, and they had to pay zero or negligible fees. Okay, a very little fees. So this negligible fees was a problem for the Nawab of Bengal. And this Nawab of Bengal was Murshid Quli Khan. And it was also held that this Farman of 1717 was a bad idea by Ali Bardi Khan, his successor. So the correct answer is Murshid Quli Khan. Okay, so the correct answer is Murshid Quli Khan. This Mughal emperor defeated the English at Hooghly. So in 1688, the English had a clever idea that they can overthrow the Mughal rule from India. And it was a bad and dumb idea. And they tried to act smart. And unfortunately, they were living in the times of Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb. And you obviously know or have a brief idea or of a gist of Aurangzeb. Okay, he was not really a guy that you want to mess with. He was cruel, he was vicious, and he was a very strong Mughal ruler. And he swiftly defeated the Britishers at Hooghly. So the correct answer is Aurangzeb. So who established a factory in Sultanati? Okay, so it was Jacob Charnock. Okay, Sultanati was a factory or a fort that was established in Sultanati, and Sultanati was basically a part of Kolkata. Sultanati, Gobindnagar, and as well as Calicut eventually became called as Kolkata right now. Okay, so during the initial stages, there was a place called as Sultanati where Jacob Charnock established a factory. Which Englishman obtained the permission to establish trading posts at all places in Mughal Empire? So the correct answer is Thomas Roe. He was the one who got the permission, and he got the permission in 1615 after the English had defeated the Portuguese. And he got the permission from Jahangir. The attempt to fortify this place by English brought the wrath of Mughals. So once again, it was in Surat. Okay, it was in Surat after the Britishers got. There was actually two times in the earlier stages. There were two times the Britishers fought against the Mughals. The first time they started fortifying the parts of Surat. The second time they actually challenged the Mughal authority. It was in 1688. In first, that is 1617 or 1618, they actually challenged the Mughals when they started fortifying the fort of Surat. Okay, some parts of Surat. And in 1688, they actually challenged the Mughal emperor Aurangzeb. So the correct answer is option D, Surat. The initial commodity for trade with India was. Now, spices was the genuine reason for the trade with India. The Britishers came for only one purpose, that was spices. Later they expanded for clothes, jewelry, perfumes and rest of the things, but initial reason was spices. So the correct answer is spices. The battle in which the Portuguese were defeated by the English. It was the Battle of Swally Hole. So as you may know this, the Portuguese were the paramount power, the paramount European power, paramount European colonial power in India. Okay, so during those times, the Mughals were really powerful. Okay, and the Portuguese were the nobles in the Mughal court, and the Portuguese had some firm bases in Mughal places. And when the Britishers came, the Portuguese actually conspired and asked the Mughal emperors to throw them out, to throw the Britishers out. So Britishers realized that unless the Portuguese are not thrown away from India, there is no chance they can actually make businesses with the Mughal emperor. And that is why the Battle of Swally Hole was fought. It was one of the reasons why Battle of Swally Hole was fought, and the Portuguese were unfortunately defeated. So the correct answer is Battle of Swally Hole. When did the English manage to secure Madras from Indian ruler? So it was in 1639. Okay, so it was in 1639 when the English managed to secure Madras from Indian ruler, and the Indian ruler was the king of Chandir Nagri or something. Okay, not really that important. So the correct answer is 1639. So what happened in 1615? After 1615, Thomas Roe actually got the permission from Jahangir, okay, to establish bases all over the country. Now in 1618, the English got smart and decided to build a fort near Surat. And that is why this annoyed the Mughal emperor. And the Britishers were destroyed from Surat. So the Britishers decided to go to the south and build their bases there. And in 1639, it was one of the, not the first, okay, one of the first bases that they built in Madras. So the correct answer is 1639. The European enemy of the English during the initial days of colonialism in India. Now the Portuguese were one of the first colonialist power that arrived in India, and the Britishers or the Englishmen had trouble with the Portuguese. So the correct answer is Portuguese. Okay. The Fort Saint David was originally known as, so near Madras. Okay, near Madras there was one place called as Fort Devapatnam, and this fort called as Fort Devapatnam was purchased by the Britishers. And after they purchased it, they renamed it as Fort Saint David. So the correct answer is Fort Devapatnam. Who was able to secure Madras from Indian rulers? So it was Francis Day. Okay, so this is a very important question. So it was Francis Day who secured the Madras or the places around Madras from Indian ruler, and the Indian ruler was king of Chandir Nagri or something. It's not really important name. Okay, so the correct answer is Francis Day. Let me just click this. Okay, so we have solved around 30 MCQs. So let me just click on finish to check how many of them are correct. Okay, so we have one MCQ wrong. Okay, so let's explore which of them is wrong. So nope. So one of our MCQ is wrong. Okay, so let's explore. Okay, yeah. So the correct answer is the Kalikata, whose zamindari rights the British got place was in the protection of Fort William. So the correct answer is Fort William. I unfortunately named it as Fort James. So the correct answer is Fort Williams. Okay. So this is how you solve the MCQ. You solve all these MCQs and just click on finish, and you just check how many answers you got it right. Okay, and if you're studying for RRB, you must solve this MCQ. It's not necessary you watch this video, but you have to solve these MCQs. It's really important. Thanks.